Do I sound okay? Hi. How you doing, guys? This is episode 31, ASMR with some noises. Make sure you guys can hear me. We're doing a sound check real quick. How you guys doing? Episode 31, talking shit. No real subject to talk about, although I did think of something on the way here to talk about, which kind of made me chuckle. But before we go too far forward, do I sound okay? Do I sound okay? We have at it, so I'm just going to wait. Do I sound okay? Hello. It was like, who cares? Okay, perfect. Okay, so have you ever guys noticed that when a new car comes out, Hennessy already has a 5,000 horsepower package for it? Have you ever seen that happen? Like the 2020 GT500 has not even like come out and they're like 1,000 horsepower packages for a GT500. I'm like, oh, okay. Remember when the C8 was announced? 1,000 horsepower packages for the C8. No. And I went, how do you, the car's not even out yet. But all of a sudden, you know, have you ever seen, remember, what was that stupid ass Camaro called? The Exorcist, because it was supposed to be the demon killer. But like, I never saw the Exorcist make a pass worth a damn, right? Like I never saw the Exorcist make a pass anywhere. Yeah, exactly. Every package is $50,000. For $50,000, we can make your car blah, 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 you know? So I think it ends up being, you know, clickbait, but you stupid motherfuckers out there absolutely click on it and go, well, let me see what they got. And it's a general article saying, wait till they come out with a badass package. A couple of other companies do that too, but the main one seems to be Hennessy, the Hennessy Velociraptor and all this other dumb shit. And you guys fall for it every fucking time. Exactly. You pay $50,000. When are you going to get that car? By the time you take delivery of that car, the ZR1 is out gapping that car. And then they'll announce that they have a, 2,000 horsepower package for that ZR1. I just thought it was a kind of funny observation because I always thought that would happen. I'm looking at these guys. I'm like, wait a minute. You already have a package for a vehicle that you don't even have your hands on yet. And a lot of people legitimately think that certain companies, I'm not going to, single Hennessy out specifically for these next actions, but they literally go out there and tell you, oh my God, it's going to be the baddest shit. And you don't know any better, but you have money. I have never met more uninformed people. Actually, the most uninformed people have the most money, it seems. Like it's like they're busy making the money, whatever their business is, and they're just fucking cranking away at their job and doing a real good job at it. And then they're like, hey, I think I'd like that. Do you think the Dragon GT500, has that thing made a pass yet? Have you guys seen anyone making a pass on the Dragon? Dragon, it's a dragon, but it's dragon like drag racing. It's like a play on words and it's the dumbest shit ever. Has that thing made a pass yet? Meanwhile, Evolution Performance, along with a Lund Racing Tune 2020 GT500, went 980 at 144, making it not only the quickest, but the fastest and the only 2020 GT500 in the nines. I understand a lot of people out there are like, oh my God, the ported blower and the too much boost and it only run it. Guys, wait till we get TCM access. None of us have TCM access. Then we're going to start blowing that transmission up because that's my prediction. Look, it's going to be, you need to 60-foot that car. Again, this car's a road racing car and we're somehow making it go 144 in the quarter, 980, along with Evolution doing what they do. Now, it was funny if you pay attention to some of the hashtags that people put out there. Some hashtags are put on some cars that have nothing to do with the car, and I'm just like, I roll my eyes, but I got to bite my lip sometimes and go, just shut up. Now, a lot of people want me to comment on the VMP 5.2 quote-unquote Predator swap. Do I think that's a legitimate Predator from a GT500? No. I think that it's a 5.2 block that they built, and they just put a Predator blower on top with a set of Mustang heads, because I think regular GT heads fit that. Now, I could be wrong. I literally know nothing about what's going on over there. This is pure speculation, but I don't know if it's run yet or whatever. Is it cool? I guess, because the Predator is literally a coyote. It's coyote based. It does have different cams, different sensors, different everything. But if they're trying to tune it off of what's in Track Attack, they're probably trying to use F-150 harness, speed density, and see ya. Or if they're trying to use an actual GT500 harness and having issues with the cams, who knows? This is pure speculation. I have no idea what's going on. Shannon Dugan says, I still don't get that. 900 horsepower and only running high nines. Shannon Dugan, you might want to shut the fuck up. I love you. The car makes high 900 horsepower, and it's a road race car that we have no access to the transmission. No access to the transmission. Imagine you have 900 horsepower in a car that has a stock 6R80 calibration. Shifts are lazy, launches, the shift pressures, shift schedules all jacked up. You're going to be limited. I think this is where they're at. Now, I don't think this car is going to be a drag car like ever, unless someone puts turbos in it and really figures out the DCT and, fucking sends it. Honestly, that's to me not what the intent of the car was. I bet you Ford is going, okay, that's cool, but why the fuck are you stupid idiots doing that? And because we can. And remember when I said that this is a drag race country? Nobody gives two shits about road racing. When I say nobody, I don't mean literally nobody. If there's 90 people in a room, if there's 100 people in a room, 80 are going to be like, what's it running first of all, 80 are going to say, what's it running the quarter? 10 are going to say, what's the 0 to 60 time? Like, that fucking matters. And then the other ones are going to go, let's go road racing in it. But Ford was smart. This is a global vehicle. It's going to be all over the world, and the rest of the world road races. Drag racing is a purely American. And how would you call these countries? Like, how would you call a country from, Qatar? Would you say you can't say they're Muslim countries because that's like a religion. Would you say like the Middle East? Okay, the Middle East likes a drag race culture also, and highway racing and drifting at 100 miles an hour. I mean, fuck, drifting while laying on the limiter the whole time, and then it catches a berm and it fucking flips and a fucking arm goes flying out. That video, and you know which one I'm talking about. The video of those guys they're rolling 4 or 5 deep in a Camry, and they catch a chunk on the road while they're doing a drift, and it just body parts start flying out of that car. It was unreal. There was an arm, and all you see was like a white sheet, an arm, and then a whole body flinging out of the car. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. So I did see somebody the other day make a funny observation about the Demon. The Demon unmodified from Dodge supposedly has run 960. Remember way back in the day that I said that in the United States, the main competitor for this 2020 GT500 is going to be the Demon? No, guess what? The Demon is still the quickest and fastest factory what do you want to call it? Pony car? Muscle car? What do we want to call that car? I mean, I wouldn't call it a muscle car because muscle cars can't stop for shit, which leads me to the whole bullet bullshit. Oh my fucking God. Who is the psychopath? The absolute retard. Love ya. What the fuck are you doing spending 3 point whatever the fuck million on a shitty ass fucking nothing special? Oh, it's got so much history. What the fuck's the history of that car? A movie. You know what's sad? I'm going to have a coronary. I'm going to have a heart attack when the orange Supra from Fast and Furious makes it across fucking Scottsdale, Arizona at a Barrett-Jackson auction, and some psychopath millennial that made his money, selling Tide Pods for, Tide Pods chew. Hey, that's not a bad idea. Like a Tide Pod flavored chew for millennials. Spends like $2 million on a fucking orange Supra with the look at, and I'm just gonna fucking throw whatever I have in my hand at the television. I'm like, this is over. It's it. It's a collectible, dumbass. Okay, Yomar, it's a piece of shit. It's a piece of shit green Mustang. That's all it is. A piece of shit, junk ass, faded junk. It doesn't have racing history. It has no history except a fucking movie. And it was like one of 8 cars that was thrashed in that movie. Like Shelby, at least, you know, some of those cars have racing chops. What does this have? What does this have? A wheel hopping in reverse and getting gapped by a Charger throughout the streets of San Francisco? Dumb as fuck. Dumb as fuck. I hate that car got $3 million, and it proves that Americans are fucking stupid when it comes to money, spending $3 million on a piece of shit green Mustang. Fuck's wrong with you? Oh my God. Sparks Z1420 says, it's Zoomers who eat Tide Pods, not millennials. Actually, it's probably millennials too. Brett Burke, who cares? Brett Burke, unsubscribe. The fuck out of here. Give a shit. You don't like it? Unsubscribe. Fuck out of here. Don't care. Brett Burke's like, who cares? What do you want to hear about? What the fuck you want to hear about, Brett Burke? Yeah. Like, why are you watching? He went on, clicked on my shit, and was like, who cares? Fuck out of here if you don't like it. Oh my God. Unreal. Zoomer. So what's a Zoomer? Is a Zoomer, because I thought after Zoomers was like, what is it? Millennial. Okay, so it's baby boomers, Gen Xers, which is me, millennials, and then what the fuck's a Zoomer? Is that some bullshit term that you guys that got popular on Facebook memes, and all of a sudden you guys think that's an official term? Fuck out of here. But yeah, someone's like, Yomar's like, how much will it be worth in 30 years? You know how much that car is going to be worth in 30 years? Yomar? Probably less money. Actually, it's probably going to be worth $3 million. And by the time that inflation takes place, that actually means it's lost $2 million. Remember about, because, you know, I'm older than you guys. Remember about 7 or 8 years ago, if you had a convertible Cuda, convertible Hemi Cuda, you had $1 million in the bank, right? What the fuck are Hemi Cuda convertibles going for right now? Come on. What are convertible Hemi Cudas going for right about now? 250, 300? So no million, right? No million. What about a regular Hemi Cuda? 80,000, 90,000, 125, 200? Not $1 million, because it's cyclical. For a while, Chevelles were popular, right? Because it's bullshit. It's all bullshit. And because they hyped it up, and they did a real good job of hyping up that hunk of shit green Mustang, I cannot believe it chased $3 million for a basic bitch GT or whatever the hell that car is. I don't know what you would call that car, but it is nothing special. It has no racing history, no chops, no nothing. And some idiot paid $3 million for it. Oh, Alex, but it's a Mustang. I'm not a Mustang nut hugger, motherfucker. That thing's a piece of shit. Piece of shit. Fuck you. The Goblin says, Alex, you tuned my 6 already swapped today, and I can't get a race around town. The Goblin, do me a favor, man. When you log that car, the shift schedule is probably not going to be on point. It's probably going to short shift a little bit because I don't want it slamming a limiter. But if you go wide open throttle in second, third, and fourth, and the shifts are in the 7,500 RPM range, because it is a swap, we should be pretty good. The 1-2 is the bugger on auto swaps. When you have an auto swap car, now the Goblin has a 13-14 Mustang, but it has an 11-12 auto swap. So he won't have cruise control, and he does not have select shift. I really wish he had a Win3 computer and select shift, and I think we can get cruise control back. We can transfer him over to a 13-14 file, and he'll be happy. But let's get the shift schedule figured out. I think you'll be pretty happy if we can get that car shifting around 7,500 RPM. And auto TVS, a 7,500 RPM shifting, it's like a low 10-second. If it's like pump gas, it's like a 1050, 1040 car. Pretty easily, as long as you have a converter. Brian Geisler says, Brett Burke works for Hennessy. Who cares? Let me log on to Alex's channel. Oh, you suck. You're crap. Thanks for the view? Really? Someone's like, whatever some dummy will pay. Dude, I get it. I get it. But when people were like proud of it, and there were memes and people putting up things on Facebook, because no one ever paid $3 million for a Camaro. Because Chevy owners probably aren't that fucking stupid. I mean, they're stupid, but not that stupid. Brian Troop says, your hair looks nice today, YOLO. Okay. And he said it again. So he obviously wants attention. So what the... What is wrong with you guys? Insane. Actually, a hardtop Cuda is going for more, but no 1 million, like 3 to 500,000. That one is done up. Very good. So it's half. So basically, the Hemi Cuda spiked at $1 million about 8 years ago or 9 years ago, and now it is half of that. So this car, mark my words, is going to end up at a Barrett Jackson or whatever, and it's going to get probably 2 million or 1 million. You know why? Because if people are going to sober up and go, that's just a green GT that was in a movie. Like what are Dukes of Hazzard cars going for? I think I'd rather pay for a legitimate General Lee that was in an episode that actually lasted, 500 bridge jumps than. I hate that body style. I just despise it. And I know some of you guys are like, oh my God, Alex. Oh, Jesus Christ. I just despise that body style. Jay Rubin's talking about 900 horsepower on E85. I wouldn't do it long term, Jay Rubin. He says just the Gen 3 can live at 900 on E85. I wouldn't do it long term. Look, anything 850 and up on the Gen 2 or Gen 3, I wouldn't do it long term. Mikey says the pedal 2x4 video was clutch, YOLO. Get it? Clutch. Matt 760 woodblock shoe mod. Thanks again, Alex. So how did that come up? So I was at Power by the Hour just talking, and everyone keeps talking about can I get a more sensitive pedal? Can I get a more sensitive pedal? You can modulate your foot, right? You don't have a static ramp. You can go faster, slower, but a lot of people want it done for them. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? So I thought, you know what? Why don't I just sell them a block of wood? They'll probably buy it. If I had a site, I would put it up tonight. But then some idiot might actually buy it. For a little while, I had a parts website, and I put in driver mod for, I think it was $5,000 or $10,000. And some people were actually asking about it. And I'm like, don't buy this. If you buy this, you're pretty fucking stupid. But people were actually asking about it. True Street Racing Society says, I PBH auto swap my Cam Blue GT500 last spring. Yes, I remember. It has my sticker in the back, a little blue sticker of my face on there. What would you recommend for street racing? I have a PBH do an 1100 plus horsepower build on my Shelby, or buy a new 2020 GT500 with full bolt-ons. Thanks for all you do. A bone stock 1314 GT500. Listen to me. A bone stock engine-wise. 56-pound injector, stock cold air, with an auto swap is a low 10-second car. Faster and quicker than a 2020 GT500. Trust me, it is. It is a little lighter, and that 5.8 makes a shitload of torque, and with a 6R80 behind it, Power by the Hour built one when they first started doing auto swaps, and a auto swap 1314 GT500 is quicker than a 2020 GT500 stock by a lot. Your car, True Street Racing Society, is probably a 9-second car and then some, because it's making 800 wheel or so on E85 cammed. If that thing cuts like a 1.5, 60 foot, that's like a 970, 960 car. That the GT500, 2020 GT500, I don't even think will have more potential than your car, because let's say, for instance, you make your car drag race specific. I'm saying specifically for drag racing. Badass suspension, bigs and littles, a little weight reduction. I'm telling you, that GT500 might touch mid to low 9 with a stock motor. No way a GT500 is going to do that. No way. I mean, a 950, 940, 930, I don't care how much TCM access we have. I don't think a 2020 GT500 has more potential of running a better quarter than a similarly equipped 11 through 14 GT500. So for a lot of you guys out there that are considering buying a 2020 GT500, if you got that kind of dough, buy a 1314 Trinity, auto swap it. Yeah, that sounds really stupid. Guess what? And I just drove a 4R200 swapped 1100 horsepower Kenny Bell S197 GT500. Holy crap. What a perfect combination. 315s, 1100 horse, and 3 speeds. That thing, I guarantee tonight it can go to the track with a street tire and run a 920, 930 all fucking day easily. And it's not really a drag car. It's very much a street car. AC, the whole 9 yards, full interior. That car can get it. So True Street Racing Society, it's not a bad idea to build yours, because I think it'll be cheaper, quicker. Will you get the likes and the Facebook and the Instagram shit? No. but you'll be quicker. Mr. Nitro says, should I coyote swap my Zephyr box top or get a 4i coupe? Also, I'm going to hate an S197 if I go there from an S550. Love the show. Yeah, you're going to hate an S197 if you're so used to a S550. You're going to think you're going backwards big time, and you're going to go, shit, what did I do? But the S197 has a solid rear axle. You can go quicker, cheaper. But man, in my opinion, the perfect car is a Gen 2 short block on an S197. And you can send it. And it's got a solid axle. It's a little lighter. Looks great. But it's really hard to be like an auto S550 right now. They're cheap. They can go 9s and 8s fucking fairly easy. And the ride quality is insane. It's awesome. After driving my Fairmont for a little bit, and then I get back into one of my 2 S550s, I go, holy shit, these are nice. Trust me. You might hate it if you go back to an S550, sir. But if you want to coyote swap your Zephyr, that's probably more rare and less likely to be seen around than a 4i coupe. Everyone and their mom has a 4i, not a 4i coupe, but a coupe. A coupe is just like, oh, there's another Mustang. Bleh. But if you see a Zephyr, like my stupid Fairmont got attention because it was an ugly rat. And people liked it. So there you go. Closed box, Steed, cold air intake, good or bad or indifferent? I'm indifferent. That's where I stand on that. I don't like to co-sign, and I'm not going to talk against it. I'm just indifferent. I think there's similar products in the market. It does pretty well for what it is. I just don't think any cold air has a decided difference anymore. You know, it's becoming less and less relevant because it's now about how it looks under the hood. Like open air element, closed box tests show that open air element have higher IATs, but once you are rolling and the cool weather's outside, it doesn't really make that big of a difference. Ravinto7 says, Alex, I'm considering a blower on my 19 Bullet Vortec V3 JT or Edelbrock Stage 2. It all depends on how you want the power to come in. If you want the power to come in down low and not so much up top, meaning torque, get around town, you're not really racing the car, but you want to feel that push up your ass, get the Edelbrock. If you want to feel high RPM, constant pull, like this bitch does not stop pulling, meaning it would be a freight train on the highway, get the Vortec. I've had both, and that's the best way to describe them, in my opinion. YouTube corrupt anti-free speech liberal company says normal mode or drag strip mode for street racing. Brandon said that drag, I think, but when I was in drag going 45 randomly, downshifted in red line and the tires locked up and it slid. If you have a 2018 and 19 Mustang, I would race in normal mode. Put it in drive, normal mode, and hold the traction control button up for 7 seconds and advanced track is off. And in my opinion, that's the quickest way to get down the track. And we set up our shift schedule in normal mode. Drag mode uses a completely different shift schedule, shift pressures, da-da-da-da-da. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. And he asked it 3 times. That was pretty smart, actually. Jay Rubin says, did they reveal who the idiot was who paid nearly $4 million for Steve McQueen fart box? Exactly, Jay Rubin. You get it. I know you own a couple of high-end cars and you have some money apparently. Could you imagine dropping $3 million fucking dollars in that piece of shit? Holy crap. Talk about a bad buy, but a lot of people are convinced because they hyped it. They put a lot of hype. Steve McQueen, whatever. Bullet, the car from Bullet. I would have been like, faded paint, green piece of shit 60s Mustang for sale, $10,000, sold. Jason Bayasi says, I can't think of another actor in recent history that led his type of lifestyle. I don't know who he's talking about. If you want an S197, I say try to find a Boss 302 and it'll handle more power like the Gen 2 Coyote. Nastang 87XX. He's right. Roadrunner was King Daddy for a very long time. Until the Predator showed up. Big and Bad 9 says, do you eat booty, Alex? Now, I answered this on another live stream, so I don't specifically go out there licking ass. Okay? I don't go out there and be like, I'm going to lick this ass. No way. Look, she gets out of the shower, you're out of the shower, things are good. And you just happen to, glaze it, you're good. But if you specifically target the butt, something's wrong with you. And if you do it after a jog, you are hardcore. Ryan Jones says, I'm going to Godzilla swap my S550. cam in block. Yeah, exactly. Some people will do it. I guarantee some people are going to do stupid shit like that just to get the hate. Just no different than people coyote swapping Chevy product. I've seen a lot of guys coyote swap. This is a guy with a Firebird, coyote swapping it. There's a guy with a Grand National, coyote swapping it. There's a guy with a C10 Chevy, coyote swapping it. I think it's cool, but I think they're doing it just to piss people off, not necessarily because they like the engine. A50 Cobra, A50 Cobra, that's his name, says, installing L&M intake and Gen 2 exhaust cams in my 2012 with an 18 manifold. Cooks long tubes. FFE, used for road racing. FFE. I don't know what FFE is. Can Lund provide new tune for this combo? Yeah, sure. It's not that exotic of a combo. No offense. 18 manifold, easy to tune. Similar tuning than Boss manifolds. L&M intake cams, easy to tune. And the Gen 2 exhaust cams are exactly the same as. I think they're a little more aggressive, but nothing too crazy. So yeah, I don't know what FFE is. I have no idea. When ordering a pizza, do you say plain or cheese? What's correct? Plain, because they're not going to give you dough, right? When ordering a pizza, do you say plain or cheese? Plain is cheese, right? They don't use it. Hey, can I get a pizza? Plain, and then dough shows up to your door. No, it comes with dough, sauce, and cheese. That's a plain. If you don't know that's a plain and you have to specifically say cheese, you're retarded. Now, if you're ordering a half of a pizza, like a combo, meaning say, hey, can I get a half combo, have cheese, half combo, or half meat lovers, have cheese? I get that. But if you say, can I get a cheese pizza? They're going to go, well, what else are you going to fucking get? They all have cheese in it. On it. Planning on going Whipple on my 19 GT 10-speed. Thoughts? Good product. They've come around. There's so much inside baseball. I can't even mention. They now have Nick Perciello. He defected. Word was Nick Perciello got in a oh, shut up. He defected. He went from Edelbrock to Whipple, and that's a good thing because he's very good, very attentive. He attends the races. He's going to get, he's going to reply. So I think Whipple was very smart to pick up Nick Perciello from Edelbrock. He defected, came over. I don't know if he... Shut up. But yeah, I think you're in good hands with any PD supercharger, whether it be a Whipple, whether it be Edelbrock. I don't know much about the Odin. I'm not in on the loop. I'm not sure what's going on. I hear it's out. I hear it's not out. I don't know shit. Chase Delia says, fuck ball cunts on here have a GT500. What can learn from it? If we can use the fuel system, can my blown 17 go mathless? Your blown 17 can go mathless tonight. There's certain ways of doing it. I'm not going to tell you how, but think F-150. Think F-150. You're going to have to do all the hard work. I'm not going to tell you what to do, where to wire, what to fucking... No. You're going to have to figure that shit out 100% on your end. All I'm going to do is tune it. Say, here you go. It works. They don't work. Bye. Cuban Coyote back again. Hey, Alex. New engine will be here the next few days. Once I put the Baxton on here, can I leave it without the intake? Oh, to run an NA? Yeah, I guess you can. And put the stock cold air on it. Car's a weekend car only. Do you think being a grip tech pulley is better? Look, if you got like a 3.6 pulley Cuban, you're good. You don't need a grip tech. I got a 3.6 rib on my shit. No problem, dude. No problem. Making 700 wheel, chilling on pump gas. If I had the 85 in that bitch, I'd probably make 800. But I don't think you need a grip tech. Honestly, I just don't think you need a grip tech on a 3.6 pulley. If you're going to go like a tiny pulley, maybe. But I don't think you need that kind of pulley. Or you don't need a grip tech for like a 3.6 and bigger. Anything smaller? Yeah. YouTube curl up anti-free speech. You keep repeating the same shit over and over. Like you've done it 15 times. Stop it. 145 Odom says, hey, Alex, I got a 1450 with ARH, and I keep going through O2 sensors, probably once a month, getting code P2629. I checked all the wires. Any idea what could be? 93 pump. So any single time you get circuit codes, I don't know what P2629 is. I'm not going to look it up. But if you get a circuit code, it is not a tune issue. That is a connectivity issue. Connectivity, meaning you got a sensor not plugged in all the way, a pin pushed out. Connectivity, circuit. Again, Circuit codes mean connectivity issues. Don't call me or email me saying, I got this code. What is it? It's a circuit code. Fix your shit. You can Google the code and figure out exactly what it is, because that's what I do. When I see a code, I go, let me Google this. Guys, you can Google 90% of the questions you ask us. Shit, I said Google and the phone went crazy. Brandon Watson, have you ever heard anything about the Circle D converters engaging lockup clutches at idle and starting to squeal? Yeah, I've heard that happening a couple of times, especially on turbo cars that need to spool up and the lockup clutches drag and prevent it from freewheeling and spinning. Have one right now that they're working on. The nice thing about Circle D is you tell them there's a problem, they're going to fix it. They're going to fix it. So hit them up about it. Tell them what tell them what the problem is. I'm sure the guys at Circle D will hook you up. El Coyote paid $2 to say power mods for my 2000 V6 with 20-inch chrome rims. Yeah. Actually, the first thing you should do to any V6 is change the gears. I guess they come with like 273s stock. They should come with like a 373 stock. Orlando Chavez says, if you had a gun in your head and had to pick between a 2-valve or an EcoBoost Mustang, what would you pick? I'd pull the trigger. I'd pull that fucking trigger as many times as I could. Talk Bronco shit. I don't care about Bronco shit. I don't give two shits. I don't get the Bronco. I don't understand the Ranger. I don't understand why the fuck anyone gives a shit about those cars. Cobra Trick 96 says, thanks Alex for addressing that blank YouTube corrupt. He's a worthless blank. Holy shit. Okay, I can say cunt, but the F word, that's the one that YouTube likes to demonetize you for. So I'm trying to get paid. No, I'm lying. Brett Burke, were you part of the R&D today with the new On3 single kit? New On3 single kit? No, I wasn't part of any R&D. On3 single kits are vetted. As far as I know, the tune just works as long as the MAF and the injectors are proper. I don't think it's really much of an R&D deal, unless it's a brand new kit that I don't know of, honestly. Kareem Smith says, love the content. Will you bring the Fairmont to Lights Out next month? Lights Out? The fuck? What am I gonna run at Lights Out? Slow fuckboy class? And I don't have the proper safety equipment to run that event, and I'm not gonna put the proper safety equipment to run any fucking event. Fuck that. I got a 6-point. I'm gonna put a parachute. That's it. Hey Alex, got a BMP Gen 2R on my boss. If everything looks okay, can I run on the custom tuned VMP offers, or should I data log? Data log. Always data log, dude. On a blown application, data log this shit out of it to make sure it's nice. Cuban Coyote says, well, we are going with a 3.3 pulley, and I want to make 850 with cams, the 85, and not putting the airbox on that comes with it. Just leave it open. You can leave it open, but you can suck something in there, bro. Understand that. You can suck something in there. So be really, really cognizant of that. And remember, you better have a fuel system on the 85. I don't know if we addressed that, but make sure you have a fuel system. Built for it M says, YDBT, are 2010 GT500s really that bad? Total bastards? They're not that bad. They're probably the best bang for your buck because it's a bastard child. Like, they look like they have the nice styling from 2010 and up, similar to a GT, but they're like half of everything. Like, they have wide bands, sort of, and they don't exactly have wide bands like 2011. It still has an iron block. But it's going to make power. I would treat it just like an 07 to 09, except it has some kind of a wideband. It's weird. Like, even when you flash the vehicle, it beeps as if something went wrong. I'm like, why are you beeping? The thing just makes odd noises, and it's just an odd car. I think Ford was like, let me try something with this shit. Okay, that sucked. Let's do a 2011 with aluminum, badass widebands, and a nicer body. Or nicer look, overall nicer lights and everything. It's a good bang for the buck. It'll tune just fine. We can tune it just fine. We call it GUF 7, GUF 7, or we use like a Ford Racing file to tune it sometimes. But GUF 7 is just a bastard. Every time I see a GUF 7, like if you look at your computer code, the tear tag or whatever, and it says GUF 7, I go, ugh. It's going to make power, treat it like an 07 to 09. It's just kind of like an in-between of everything. It's not really good at anything. Jack of all, master of none. JP Stang says, Alejandro Flores, on an 18 V3 JT 3.3 pulley 85, what's max RPM on the tune? Probably overspinning the Vortec? Please elaborate. No, you're not overspinning the Vortec. Why do you think you're overspinning the Vortec? You can spin that Vortec to the fucking moon, bro. But yeah, I do 7,500, 7,700 RPM. I mean, I have a 3.6 pulley, and if I could shift that shit at 8,100, I would, but I got stock oil pump gears. So, no, I don't think you're overspinning it at a 3.3. Hell, Lund Racing, I think, had a 2.9 pulley on their Blue Goose at one point. Wes Boyd already is like, dating story. I don't think you're going to get a dating story this early on because it can take up the whole show. The Ranger is too expensive? Sure, it's close to F-150 prices. True. And Jay Rubin again says, run the K&N filter on the end of that Vortex. I agree with that also, Jay Rubin. Cuban Coyote, I wouldn't really run it open because you might suck in a rock, and there goes that cute little blower. Oh, but I'm going to run a turbo guard. Cool story. Just only run that at the track. Every other time, run a filter with a K&N on it, and you'll be better. Brett Burke says, it's for the 2015 Plus. The first I've seen Midnight doing the testing, and Lund was tuning it. Well, yeah, then Lund is involved. I'm personally not involved, Brett, but we are involved in tuning it. And honestly, as long as the MAF curve is on point, and the injectors and everything, and the back pressure, meaning turbo and exhaust, is on point, I don't think it'll be a bad thing. If you're looking to be like, what's better, this or that, I don't know. They're all fucking turbo kits. They're all going to make 1,000 or high 900s. It's just a matter of how you want it to look under the hood. Ella Red 4.9 says, do you have any other hobbies? I go to the gym quite a bit. I'm really liking to go to the gym, but I don't like talking about the gym because you guys just don't give a shit, because this is not a fitness channel. I'm not that fit to be able to give you any advice on being fit. I lift what I lift, and I'm happy with that. Sure, I'd like to be leaner. Who doesn't? But I like going to the gym. I like fucking with cars. That's kind of it. You know, I don't really have any other hobbies. I don't bird watch or anything like that. Okay, let me get caught up. YouTube Corrupt actually paid this time. Says, sorry, didn't mean to spam chat. I think my phone or internet was bugging out and sent them multiple times. Well, thanks for the $5. I appreciate that. Alonso Peña says, are long tubes really worth it for a 14 GT, naturally aspirated, or cat deletes? Good. I think you're going to do best with long tubes. Why? Because it's going to set you up for the next mod. Nobody stops at long tubes. Everybody gets long tubes, then they get a blower. So just get long tubes. Fuck it. Costa Tsempis says, we out in Cali, love your channel, keep it up. Wish had a Lund out here. Wish call had a Lund out here. I think we tune in Cali as long as you sign a form, but look, do not quote me on that. I would email and make sure that, you know, we'll be able to support you in that state. I just don't know, especially with all the bullshit going on right now. Eric Batchelor says 65,000 RPM overspin. I don't think so, dude. Like the VMP blowers, right? What do you think RPM wise those blowers spin? Like with the 69 millimeter pulley and 20%. What do you think they spin? 10,000 RPM? 12,000 RPMs? It's more like 20. It's up there. J.R. Hansen says, hey, brother, in your experience between the newer VMP 2.6 and the Odin and the Gen 5 Whipple, which blower handles the soak better? Been told the Whipple heat soaks bad by some people. The blower on the Black Bean barely sees it sees a temperature rise, obviously, but not anything to be concerned about, honestly. It's actually pretty impressive. I think Whipple got it right with that blower. They did a really good job, and it gets rid of the heat quickly. It recovers quickly. It doesn't hit like 180 IAT, then comes all the way down. No, it's very efficient. It's very well designed. I don't know shit about the Odin because I don't have enough data on the Odin. There is like hundreds of cars out there with Whipples. I don't know much about the Odin stuff because, first of all, I hate saying Odin. I hate the fucking name. But I don't have any data on cooling, like boost for boost, right? So if you go, what boost are we talking about? 11 pounds? Are we talking 12 pounds? Or are we talking 16? You know, which is like 800, 900 wheel. Okay. Stephen Burke, are you Brett's brother? Stephen Burke says, I have a 14 GT. If I do cat deletes and exhaust, do I need an air raid intake tube? I already have a tune. What? Do you need an air raid intake tube? You don't need anything. You can keep the stock cold air in there if you want. Lewis says, I want the Ranger. Of course you do. A small Ranger with 800 horsepower. That's retarded. Jack Sukdale says, hey, Alex, how are you, bro? Hey, I'm well, Jack. Thanks for asking. Wow, what a nice guy. That's great. Revento7 says, I had 2 PD cars and 2 Century cars. I like centrifugal better. There's something to be said about centrifugals, especially the pull up top. Every PD blower I know goes, whoop, it pulls really hard, then trails off. Every single one. Centrifugals pull, yank it next gear. They keep pulling. So it all depends on how you want your power delivery. Now, at the track, meaning a quarter-mile track, that PD blower is going to get out of the hole real nice, and you don't need a whole lot of extra goodies to get it out of the hole like you do with a centrifugal supercharged car. 3-valve Eric says, Alex, how much of a difference will a Bias-Ply make in track times on a stockish MT82 Coyote? Not much. I mean, stock between a stock tire and a Bias-Ply, well, you'll be able to go from a 1.920 60 foot to like a 1.7 1.6. So huge difference, especially if it doesn't do this bounce bullshit. Pretty sizable. Like that's one of the biggest bangs for the buck you can get is a tire, some suspension, and a tune, and that really changes the car. Brett Burke says definitely not related. Okay, I mean it did say Burke. Jay Rubin's answering all my questions. He's like, hey, 3-valve bias is more forgiving with a stick car. Jay Rubin should start his own chat, but no one will watch it. I'm kidding. Mike Vasquez says, this is why I'm doing JTB. Yeah, dude, centrifugals make good jam. I've always preferred the TVS specifically. I just like the power delivery for what you do. Look, a 10 PSI, 11 PSI TVS is nice. It's like, holy shit, this thing rolls out. On E85, it's a 700 plus wheel car, easy. And at the track, a 700 to 720 horse is a 9-second stick car and a 9-second auto car. Kind of can't beat it. But Whipple is pretty much right there. And I don't think centrifugals are right there, but I think you need good size converter, more gear in a centrifugal. But once it gets up on the RPMs, it's tough to beat the pull a centrifugal provides. Stephen Burke's like, not this brother, not his brother. Good. Alonzo Pena says, thanks to somebody else. Beautiful. Mika Brown, says, you were right about everything else in my build, and I followed it to the T. What intake for max effort build? Nitrous Gen 2. Nitrous Gen 2. Like a GT350 or an 18 intake manifold is probably going to be your best bet. Honestly, I think it's going to be your best bet because price, performance, the 18 manifold is really, really hard to beat. It's actually pretty damn legit. If you can find a GT350 manifold, for, halfway decent money, I prefer that, but the 18 manifold is pretty badass. And for nitrous, anything under a 150 shot, you're going to love it. Matt GT500 says, would you recommend doing a basic bitch piston rod setup in an iron block or a sleeved aluminum block? Cards a 2020 GT500 looking to make 900 to 1,000. I would love for you to put rods and pistons in the stock block. The bores are good and you can get pistons to fit in there and they're, just a nice little hone and the car's happy. I would just put rods and pistons in a GT500 and send it up to, if it's an iron block, send it to whatever the fuck you want. 1,000 horse, 900 horse. I think it'll be fine, especially iron block. Aluminum block, I would sleeve it. I wouldn't just do rods and pistons on an aluminum block. I would sleeve it if you can swing it. If it's an 07 09, this is a nice combo if you want to make 900 sustainable horsepower and sleep well at night. 07 to 09 GT500, 2.6 TVS, or a comparably equipped Whipple, 3.4, 3.8, Gen 85. Big cold air, E85, twin pumps, rods and pistons. You don't need some crazy cammed L&M or anything. Rods and pistons, and that bitch is going to be nice for a long time. Someone said God of Flatulence? What the fuck's going on here? Hunter Walker says, could I use comp stage 3s on the cams on the 350 manifold? Looked on Mustang 6G. Why'd you do that? And other forums of people saying you can't for some reason. Why can't you? Why can't you use comp stage 3s for the 350 intake? Like, what's their reasoning? Tell me what the fuck their reasoning is. You could do whatever the fuck you want. I've seen people say you can't use NA cams on a blower application. Why the fuck not? That's what we got in the Blue Goose. That's what Donnie had in his TVS car, and that's what seems to make the most power. But it says NA on it. Shut up. People in forums don't know shit. They like to do this bullshit. They fucking get out their keyboard gun and they're like, pew, pew. You can't use comp stage 3s on your pow, pow. Ah, fuck that guy. Oh. Hey, what do you drive? Oh, a air raid equipped NA car on pump gas. That's what the forums are. It's just, keyboard warriors going out there sniping people from afar, and they got an NA car in their garage that it's not theirs. That's their mom's. Oh. Stephen Burke says, I meant the stock intake. Tube is restrictive, but how restrictive is it? Look, Stephen Burke, if you're worried about that, get a stock 2018 cold air intake. Get a stock 2018 cold air intake. It's like 105 millimeter, I think. It's pretty slack. Jay Rubin says, Sentry car, 4,000 RPM, trans brake, leaf, fun stuff. Yeah, you need the RPM, but again, you need a trans brake. So that means you need a converter. You need a trans brake wired in and a two-step. So a PD car, you just hit the gas. Prove my point. Alejandro says, hey, Alejandro, I'm tuned by Brandon. Stage 2 Whipple and free-flowing exhaust. Does 660 wheel horsepower seem right with 93 octane? Makes me feel weak versus your Vortec. What year's your car, bruh? So you got to understand, the power is highly dependent on the gas quality. Brian Luna, the guys at Mexico Racing League, and Aces Performance in Houston, Texas, or I don't know where the hell that's. I think it's in Houston, somewhere down by where all the fires happen. All the refineries blowing up. Like if a refinery blows up, Brian Luna's shop is somewhere around there. So he brought in a Whipple and he was like, hey man, this thing's a dud. It only makes 615. I'm like, yeah, the knock sensors suck dick. Like they're saying this sucks dick. And they ended up putting octane booster in it and it was up like 80 horse. He's like, oh, I guess it's not a dud. So it's all dependent, Alejandro, on the fuel quality you have. I had good fuel in the car. There's a Shell gas station right by me. I use that motherfucker religiously. Alexandra Salvia says, hey Alex, I have your tune. My tune? You have my tune. I have your tune with a PMS intake, a premenstrual syndrome intake. Pretty sec. Is it red? H-pipe and exhaust, and I'm curious how much horsepower will it gain with catless headers and 93 octane. How much horsepower will it gain with catless headers and 93 octane? Probably about 20. 15. Because you're deleting the cats. That's where the power is really. So about 15 to 20. Ethan50 says, best gears for an NA 10R80. Okay. This is a widely debated topic, but I've seen cars roll the fuck out on 315s, bro. 315s with a converter, ported intake. You don't need to port it, but, let's say ported intake. This is the recipe for a 10-second car, apparently, 10R80. Lund tune, of course. Any cold air. Literally any cold air. Could be stock included. Some weight reduction. The sauce, the Lund sauce. It could be 331, 355, or 315. I've seen all three combos go 1090s. So honestly, there is no best. I still believe that the 315s are my choice if I was to have a 10R80 car. If I tucked my dick between my balls and became gay and bought a 10R80 car, I would absolutely leave 315s in it. BAP before or after the stock FPDM? Before, right? I mean, you want the BAP before the FPD. Actually, it plugs into the FPDM, doesn't it? Isn't there a piggyback harness? I would do it before the FPDM. I mean, if you get like a VMP BAP, it's a plug and play shit. It goes into the FPDM, fuel pump drive module. And if you guys are wiring a fuel system, I don't give a fuck what fuel system is. Use the FPDM, please. Don't bypass it and make us turn off all the fucking codes that pop up because you didn't want to spend a little extra time and wire it up properly. Please, please. Talking Shit, episode 31. Woo woo. Alex Mejisucusunero. Wow, what a name. Shit. Gordy Kemmerling. Alex, I looked back at your old videos of the S197 and you swapped the 410 gear into it. Would you recommend the same gear on a 2014 DT500 Street Strip car? Absolutely. Fuck yeah. 410s, 2810.5 tire, 2810.515 Mickey Thompson ET drag stiff wall. You're going to like it. You're going to like it. Trust me. Because my bitch made about 715 and I was going through the traps at like 6,300 RPM. So I still had plenty of RPM to go. Caton Parker says, is 10 PSI fine for a Gen 1 Coyote with a Pro Charger? Looking to do 85 in the future, but 91 for the time being. What power level also? Yeah, 10 PSI is fine. I would keep it under 720, 730 rear horsepower, even on the 85, because the Gen 1 likes to spit out rods. Everybody here gets gapped by flop Gen Camaros. Rob Matlick. All right. Sick. Garrett Smith says, car's running good. Alex has changed the fuel stations and knock sensors seemed happy. Hopefully I can order my fuel system soon and we can get it on the 85. Good job, Garrett. See, a lot of the guys that come to me, I go, look, man, I don't freak out. I don't say, oh, your knock sensors are shit, and then I just leave them. I say, dude, Let's get you going to a completely different gas station. I know you've been going to Wawa, you've been going to Costco, you've been going to Kroger, you've been going to, Walmart. Go somewhere else, especially if your knock sensors are going ape shit. Trust me, you're gonna be happy you did. Trust me. Jarrett Stalwart says the bitch is tuned with a menstrual intake, the pre-menstrual intake, the PMS intake. Kyle Elliott says 2012 Whipple GT500 making 820 wheel. Looking to build the motor to possibly hit 1,000. Should I get the trans build too? Yes, you hit up Ben Calamer Transmission in Pennsylvania. Look him up on Facebook. Say, hey, I got a TR6060, 2012. So that means you got the good one with a 297 first gear, which we love. Send it to him. He'll give you a badass. It's not gonna be cheap. It's gonna be comparable to RPM pricing, and it's gonna be badass. What's in the gray GT500 Lund Racing has? Ben Calamer built TR6060. Sick. Okay. Hunter Walker says, any word on your new touring tune looking for 450 degrees? Exactly. Heavy duty. Ramon Sierra. Heavy duty. I love that part in Carlito's Way where Pachanga is like, mira quien está aquí, Carlito. Heavy duty. 3 people will get that. Fuck all y'all if you don't like it. Rob B. Alex, just got a 16 6-speed F-150 3.5 Eco. What can I expect from a Lund tune? You're going to see about 20 to 30 rear horsepower gain if the fuel is good, and you're going to see about 40 or so torque increase. It's pretty badass. I can't say enough about how much these EcoBoost trucks love a tune. IAT is going to be higher, bro, because we're going to probably bring boost up a little bit, but your gas quality has to be on point. You can't be on some dumb shit expecting power gains on 87 or 89. It's not going to happen. Kyle Elliott says, dope. Thanks. I'll hit him up tomorrow. Tell him I sent you. If you hit up Ben Calamer, seriously, legitimately, say, Alex sent me here. What can you do for me? JP Stang says, Alejandro Flores, what do you think of your Vortec kit so far? Things like and hate. Okay. What I like about the Vortec kit is the power delivery. Driving around town, it's fine. I do not like the whooshing. It pisses me off. When you're driving and the bypass valve is open, it's like a whoosh. And then when you're barely on the gas, let's say you're on the freeway or something on the highway, and the bypass is doing this, it starts to whistle. It's like whoosh. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I want nothing. But imagine having a red race blow-off valve in there, a Pro Charger, like you're dragging cardboard through the parking lot. Then you go wide. It's like, you let off. It's just the dumbest shit ever. Sorry for exploding your ears, but that's pretty much what a Pro Charger does. Make a whole bunch of noise. And then this is the sound to make. Pow! That's your crank snout flying off. Slow ST says, yo man, my girl just picked up a 17 GT but doesn't believe me as to what she should get. She doesn't believe me as to what she should get. What's your take on the best mods for under $2,000 so I can show her? A tune. If you want to do a cold air intake, you can. If you want to be real cheap, you can get a 2018 cold air intake. That's going to run her maybe $50. So a 2018 cold air intake, a tune, and cat delete or free flowing exhaust, and you're well under $1,100, and that thing is going to be a completely different animal when it's done. Michael Brown, thanks a lot for the money, man. I appreciate that. He said, thanks, YOLO. Gave me $20. I really appreciate that, brother. Thanks for supporting the channel. Rob B says, thanks, Alex. I'm in PA, so I have good access to good fuel. Awesome. Alexander Cadell. Tengo chorro. I think that means he's got diarrhea. He goes, just kidding. Is the Mantic twin disc too much clutch for my lightly modded 15 GT for daily use? I ordered it because the dealership is doing the install for free and buy once, cry once. I like the Mantic clutch in all aspects, especially the Cerametallic and the sprung hub. It's just a little less noisy. It's nice. It feels good. Pedal feel is good. Take that freaking helper spring right off of the pedal. So any of you guys have a manual, depress the pedal, go up to the top with some needle nose, crank on the spring, pow, pop that bitch off. Pedal's going to feel a lot better. You're going to thank me when you do. Trust me. Coyote Jeff says, Turbo T56 Camaro Oh, sorry. Turbo T56 2014 car making 760 horsepower, 297 first gear. You recommend 373s or 410? 410. Because fourth is still 1-to-1. Doesn't matter. Fourth is 1-to-1. You're just going to have a tighter gear. And at the end, boom, fourth gear, you're going to need, in my opinion, I like having a little RPM. 410 to me is perfect. It's just going to 60 foot real good. I don't think it's too much gear. It depends also the size tire you're using. If you have like a 28 10.5, you got a 26, you might be okay with a 373, but I always prefer more gear. I do not fear the gear. I love a lot of gear on a stick car. Look, ideally you want to be at the end of the traps, right at the line, fourth gear, close to red line, right? That's what you want. So do the math. Bill Heaton says forums are full of fuckboys. Yeah, unfortunately they are. It's really tough. Straight Line Therapy says, how did you get into tuning? How do I get involved? Yeah, befriend a tuner, but not me. Not me. Don't befriend me. I got into tuning by talking a lot of shit on the internet, and apparently I stumbled upon a bunch of truth. That's right. I was saying some crazy outlandish shit. Saying people are stealing tunes, only 3 people know anything, and the rest of them get it copied, and it's a tuning pyramid, and 3 guys know shit, and they all get their info from the top, and the rest just steal and duplicate. I was so on the money that the industry was like, whoa, this guy must be somebody. And I was like, I'm really not anybody. But I think they thought that I was on the inside track of shit. So that allowed me to gain access to a lot of people that do this for a living. Once I got in there, I found out I'm 100% right. No one really knows what the fuck they're doing. A lot of them steal from everyone else, or they sell files that are stolen and sell. It's just a whole thing. Then I made a video just fucking around saying, well, since people steal files anyway, who's the best driving PD tuning company out there back before 2016? Roush's cars drove excellently. They drove really nice. So I said, hey, you know what people are going to do with the Roush file is steal it. So why not just lock it, and this and this and that. And that's why their files were encrypted back in the day. Someone from Roush called me and was like, how do you know this? We like you. I'm like, you like me? They're like, yeah, you want to come up for a tour? I'm like, sick, come up for a tour. That opened a whole bunch of other doors. So basically I stumbled upon it by talking a lot of shit that ended up being the truth. That's the short story. Ethan 50 says 26 or 28 inch tire on a 315 10R80. 26. Oh, but the forum said 28. If it's an NA 10R80, 26. If it's a boosted 10R80, a 305 45 17 is what I would get. J.R. Hansen says, great info on the heat soak. So the Gen 5 Whipple handles it well. How does VMP's Gen 3R handle it in comparison? Not that good. So the Gen 3R still uses a Roush lower. It still uses a Roush lower. So they have their heat exchanger. Oh, my chest cracked. They have their heat exchanger, which helps recover. So on my VMP, this car back here, when it was a VMP Gen 3 powered car, had the stock lower. IATs weren't that good. Once I put the MFP lower on it, it got a lot better. It had a tube and fin design. It had 1-inch lines going into the heat exchanger. Going into the intercooler from the heat exchanger. And the IATs did not rise as quickly as a stock Roush intercooler. And they recovered a lot quicker with MFP's billet lower manifold. Hunter Walker. Ooh, go. Shit. Where's your Hunter Walker? I saw you. Oh, man, I missed you. Once I clicked on your name, 15 or 16 comments went flying by. I apologize, Hunter. Shit, I feel bad. Oh, there you are. On a serious note, if you were to build a street strip warrior, would it be an S550 or a Boss? Ooh, I wouldn't do a Boss. This is what I would do if I was going to build a street strip warrior. I'd get a 13 or 14 V6. I'd get an MT82, a Gen 2 Coyote, MT82, plop it into a Gen 3 with Power by the Hour's new harness that's coming out. Built rear end, badass drive shaft, and I already have a very light base V6 body that has all 5.0 components. If I'm going to build something, I'm not going to build a Boss to go racing in it. A Boss to me is like a pretty badass street road race, kind of like a triathlete. But if I'm going to just do street shit, which is dig and run, dig and roll shit, it'd be some junk ass car, throw a Gen 2 Coyote in it, a whole bunch of boost, and be a light basic bitch car. A V6, 1314 V6 car is probably going for what, $6,000? $7,000 tops? As opposed to starting with a $24,000 Boss 302? Come on. Come on. Jeremy Leonard gave me $5 for no reason. I appreciate it. Hike Boyadian says, so I know how you feel about the Department of Boost kit. What do you think about the new GT500 versus the GT500 Gen 5 versus the Coyote front feed Gen 5? I don't know anything about the GT500 Gen 5. I don't know enough about the GT500 Gen 5. I'm sorry. Hike. I don't have any data on it personally, so I cannot give you a good opinion, and I'm not going to talk out of my ass, even though I'd love to for the money that you gave me, but I do not know. I know that the front feed Gen 5 is nasty, and people have made 1,000, 1,100 plus on that blower in a Coyote. Built motor, of course. Matthew Ford gave me $20. Jesus Christ, dude. Hey, Alex, 01 Cobra owner that can't find an aluminum drive shaft that fits the car. Bought two and already didn't fit. Who would you recommend that builds custom drive shafts? Thanks in advance. Love the content. Have you tried GeForce? Have you called GeForce Engineering? I mean, that's kind of what they do. That's their MO. That's their bread and butter. Hit them up and say, hey, man, I got an 01 Cobra. This is the trans I got. And it's mostly depending on your trans, right? If your transmission is a 3650, I think 3650 or 31. I forget what came in those cars because I don't care about that whole generation. It might be some kind of badass Tremec. I'm not 100%. It could be a badass Tremec. Who knows? But just make sure that they know the output spline, and it should be just I wouldn't say off-the-shelf item, but that they'd at least be able to tell you who it is, Matthew. So GeForce Engineering, call them up, hit them up on Facebook, tell them what you got, and I guarantee that's like something readily available. I don't think it's that difficult. Hell, my Fairmont, I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do for a drive shaft? Stock S197. Stock S197 drive shaft, 6R80 with a 15 and up spacer in the front, and it fit perfectly because it has a bit of a slippy like this bitch. John Cardoni gave me $5. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Gordy Kemmerling, $5 for supporting the channel. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's Josh for show says, give me $5, and he said, just finished data logging the E85 tune on my 19 GT. Great customer service and an even better tune. Much respect to you all. This week has been E85 Flex Central. Last week and this week was E85. Every motherfucker is buying a Flex Tune E85, Flex Tune E85. Once you guys data log and we give you the okay, man, go enjoy that shit. I mean, a lot of people are like, what's next? I mean, what do you mean what's next? Go drive the car. But once we get you, get the logs in quick, we get you finalized quick, you can get out there racing quick. Thank you. Jeremy Leonard says, I have a 16 GT Performance Pack car. Is there any reason not to get the ultimate stop the hop kit based on what came stock with the PP? The stock Performance Package Mustang, I think, has a little bit of a better spring. That's it. And Brembo brakes. That's it. I don't think it's like, in the wheels and tires, I'm sorry. I don't know the exact nuances, but I think the end links and everything else is exactly the same. I don't think there's anything special to it. It's bracing, it's brakes, it's springs, and wheels and tires. So the stop the hop kit, if you plan on drag racing this vehicle, will definitely help on launches, keeping wheel hop to a minimum. Ramon Sierra, imagine the Whoosh Pop Tune Poppy shampoo. I don't know what the fuck he's saying. I think he's trying to come up with some shit, but it's not happening. Hey, stop trying to make it happen. It's not going to happen, Ramon. I love you. Man, imagine that Pop Wish couple to... Shut up. Kessel's Creations. Larger Coyote throttle bodies. Still not worth it as stated in old videos. Have you changed your views? Just curious. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it to the tune of $250, $300, right? $250, $300 to buy a throttle body that's going to get you 3 horsepower? 3? Come on. I still have to get a stock throttle body, shove it on the red car, go wop, throw a 350 throttle body on it, go wop, and show you the difference. What about the math pounds a minute? I'm going to show you how we can fuck that number too in that video. I'm going to show you how to butt fuck the math pounds a minute number. Not intricacies. I'm going to show you a math pounds a minute number that's going to blow your dick. You're going to shit your balls. Guaranteed. Wait a minute. How'd you get 86 pounds a minute on an NA car? Magic, motherfucker. Magic. Motherfuckers out there saying, oh, I got 3 more math pounds a minute. Who gives a shit? I could skew the shit out of that number if I want. John Cardone says, Alex, I got a 12 GT on 10 PSI 6R80 355. Big and little setup on high 500s, maybe low 600 wheel on a cold day. Can't seem to get out of the 11s. Any advice? Woo, 355, 10 PSI, 500. 10 PSI should get you a 1070, dude. Unless the car's really heavy. Yeah, John, usually a 10 PSI, 17 degrees, 16 degrees or so on a 12 GT, 355 stock converter should be a 10-second car, brother. It should be a 10-second car, unless it's really heavy and you got a sound system and you're out there on 20s. No, you said you're on bigs and littles, so it should be a 10-second car. Have you data logged it? Who's tuning it? If I'm tuning it, send me a log. We'll see what we can do. Send me a log of you at the track, and then we can party. See what the shift's at, all that shit. Jeremy Leonard says, no, I already got that. Axel Cantu, $5 says, I have a 19 5-liter full bolt-on. It's fully bolted on, not half bolted on. Full bolt-on, ported 18 manifold. Do you think it's worth it to get a ported CJ? By the way, it's my birthday. Happy birthday, Axel. No. Don't get a ported CJ. How's that? I'm gonna give you an answer. Stick with the 18 manifold. Stick with the 18 manifold. Ride out on that horse. You know, because I don't think it's worth $1,500 to port a CJ and get about 5 horsepower peak at 3,000 more RPM. The CJ is king daddy for max effort setups. What I mean is all the shit, cams, dicks, balls, and ass. But if you're gonna stay pretty docile in mods, keep the 18 manifold in there. Matt A paid me $5 and said 13 NT82 Gen 2 blower 373s. Leave them on or switch to 331s. 331s, 331s, 331s. MT82 cars have a really tight gear ratio. 331s is what I would go with on a 10 PSI Gen 2R blower. That's what I had on my car. 331s before I went with a T56, which changed the gear ratio, so then I had to put 410s in it. Charles Fuller paid me $5 and says, are the Gen 3s as bad as all the forum fuckboys are saying? No. All I see every day is Coyote tick, typewriter tick bullshit. Are you seeing any issues? Dude, this is a year-old conversation. The early builds had some ticking. After that, I have not seen issues like in mass. You know, they've actually been pretty goddamn legit. It's hard to beat a 10R80 car with a Whipple on E85. And then you build the transmission, that bitch is an 8-second car. It's crazy now. It's crazy. So don't stress the tick. 12-to-1 compression, E85, suck a dick. That bit, you're going to love it. You're going to love sucking that dick. Oh, fuck me. Okay, here we go. Hunter Walker says, I'm in between getting cat deletes and a short shifter. That's two different things. The short shifter is not going to make you go any faster. Or a set of long tubes and the blowfish bracket. Okay. You're just making me laugh. What's the best option for a simple NA setup for now? Get a manifold and cat deletes. There you go. Manifold and cat deletes. Power mods. The shifter's not going to make or break your race. Just learn to fucking shift that car. Nastang 87XX says, random thought. Anyone remember when Sorry. Yeah, I'll let you guys read that. I don't even want to mention Homeboy's name. Just let it die. Let it die. YouTube Corrupt Anti-Free Speech says 19 GT Auto stock with just a tune. Can I go straight to Whipple and party with pump gas? Yes. For a bit, and will it eat the cats? Oh, yeah. If you're still catted, dude. Okay. I cannot recommend you removing emissions equipment because it is highly illegal and you should not do so. But anytime you go boosted, cats are not going to be friendly. Even the new GT500, the thing reeked. It reeked of catalytic converter. I'm like, this thing's going to blow up anytime because of the cats. It smelled like sulfur, rotten egg. So, in my opinion, boost, free flow and exhaust, always. Dicks and Cox. It's Cox and Dicks. Spank Lank. Is there a big power difference between the comp stage 3 cams versus L&M intake cams for a Corporate NA car? Just get the stage 3s, dude. Just get the stage 3s. Everyone's like, well, what about this cam versus that cam and this cam versus this cam? How about keep the fucker stock and see what you can do stock? And then once you rag out that car stock, get cams. A lot of people do this thing where they get cams first. And I don't understand that. The stock cams are fucking stout, right? So why are people out there going, I want cams? Well, what do you got done to the car? Nothing. I want cams, stock intake manifold, stock cold air, E85. Like, that's really fucking stupid. Why don't you get everything else? And cams are your absolute last resort for modifications. Because that is a bolt-on, but Jesus Christ, now you're opening the engine up. Fuck all that. It's going to be like $2,000 to put cams in the car. And then you're going to go, well, wait a minute. Why am I getting gapped by a stock cammed car with manifold, PMAS, cold air, long tubes, clutch, tires? He spent the money the right way when you wanted cams. John Neubauer says, 19 GTA 10, Edelbrock Stage 1, catless. Fuck, catless. First analog driver side running 50% leaner. Besides checking headers and injectors, anything else you'd suggest? Your O2 sensor. It's either an exhaust leak or your O2 sensor is just lazy, especially because you have headers. So a lot of people out there are buying, check this out. A lot of people are out there buying discount headers that are, cheaper, and they do not have rear O2 bungs. And I go, why are header manufacturers not making headers with rear O2 bungs? Well, they feel if they're catless or quote unquote off-road, then you don't need those O2 bungs in there. Well, what does the customer do? The customer then does not plug them in because he says they're not there. Then what happens? Alex, I'm getting circuit codes. Why am I getting circuit codes? Because your sensors are not plugged in. Ask Senior if he needs a mechanic for his helicopter. Senior doesn't have a helicopter. I get my A&P license. He knows what that is next month. Ass and pussy license? I got that shit, bro. I already got my ass and pussy license. Alexander Cadell. He doesn't have a helicopter. Just saying. Dean Simmons, 17 GT PP. Any ideas for a fun street car suspension with stick and Roush coilovers, but friends are telling me BMR springs and Bilstein shocks. I would get yourself Eibach Pro Kit, stock shocks, and some end links. And you'll be happy you did. A nice alignment, you'll be happy you did. Trust me. What horsepower and drivability expectations on a tune on a stock 14 F-150? Honestly, it's not going to be a huge gain. It's a 14 F-150. No offense. It's going to feel a little zippier. It's going to have a little more timing. If you're running shit gas, and I'm thinking because you have a 14 F-150 you do, or you are running shit gas, don't expect the world out of that. If you're running 93 octane and, the truck is a lighter truck, you're going to gain some from a tune, but just not a huge amount that you're going to go, whoa, it's the best fucking $250 I've ever spent. It's going to have nicer shifting, or not nicer, but I would say different, sportier shifting. So if you like the smoothness of your truck, you like the power delivery, you like how it tows, you like how it takes you to the store, don't get a tune. If you want it to shift a little firmer, be a little zippier, and you run 93 premium octane, get a tune. Jeremy Leonard says, the bigger issue is my 16 GT has the best emission. Is an aftermarket turbo out of the question while finding a way to pass without the trick fucking the O2 tune? And Jeremy Leonard's a white guy. Dude, the moment you put a turbo in it, you're now modifying the exhaust. You're changing how everything fuels. I don't know that your emission, your state, and I don't care. Don't tell me your state because I don't want to know. But they have certain things that will allow it to pass and certain things that don't allow it to pass. Like you can do 2 failed monitors, 1 failed monitor, this or that. I don't think the turbo per se will make it fail the emissions test. But if you have a single turbo and you disable the other O2, now you're running off of one O2 sensor. Right there, you're already complicating shit. You understand what I'm saying? So if you live in an emission state, you got to live by those laws and not expect your tuner to bail you out and say, let's start flipping switches, because that's the quickest way to put us out of business. What do you think about the NA guys, bro, all motor, 1090, bro, come on, just get boost? I'm okay with it. I just don't understand the money it takes to go that fast when you can go faster with less money. I understand the pride. I understand the challenge. But then you get into that Honda mentality, right? I got a small motor, all motor, little car. I'm going to go beat everybody. All motor, papi. Papi, I got all motor. What you got? Who gives a fuck? You spent $30,000 to get that car to go 8s. I spent $10,000 to $15,000 to get my 4,000 pound car to go 8s. I don't get it personally. The only way I would do a fast NA car if it was like I'm entering a class or if I want to be like king dingling of that class. But honestly, I don't see like NA cars because really, really fast NA cars usually break every pass. So it's not desirable to me. I like a robust, easy, straightforward setup to get me to my goal. I don't care about being the quickest NA because then you like micro record the shit out of it, right? You go quickest NA Coyote. Well, that means, is it in a Fox body? And how much does it weigh? The whole fucking Pandora's box. What do you think about the... Okay, I already got him. Well, I have a Boss 302 and I want to have Lund tune it. I have a question. That I send the correct info for my car. Do I add aftermarket intake manifold or put stock? If it came stock in the car, it's a Boss 302 intake. It's a stock tune, right? I get it. It's a Boss 302, but if you had... And it came with the car, so that car gets... I think that's a stock manifold for that car. Just like a GT350 has a GT350 intake manifold. So we're not going to say, well, you got a different manifold than a GT, so we're going to charge you more. No, we're going to charge you accordingly. So if you have a Boss 302, the stock intake manifold is a Boss 302 intake manifold. Can a loud as fuck exhaust cause false knock? No mufflers dumped? Yes, absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Especially on a shift. For whatever reason, on a shift, it eats shit. Matt Jones says, Puerto Ricans love Honda Civics trying to go 8s and 9s and they break. They do. It's tough, but they love it. They love that little car, high winding bullshit. YouTube Corrupt says, what do you think about someone doing a GT500 giveaway? That's the quickest way to get viewers to your channel. Give something away. Alex, let's hear a dating story for you. Okay. One of the first girls I went out with, real quick, Cuban Coyote. I'm going to head out. Great live so far. We'll email you when my car's ready, send you a log, and get the blower and fuel system, 850 plus. Here I come. Beautiful. Okay, let's talk dating story because it's 9:30 and this could take a little bit. And I love Coyote Car Guy. Coyote Car Guy is a great guy. Jay Rubin, then don't buy Hennessy. Thoughts on porting heads on a Gen 1 from Max F for NA. A lot of money. Nah, I don't think porting heads makes that big of a difference. Arizona Martin says, hi, Alex, love your content. Always have a good laugh. I'm curious whether you have tuned the latest Hair Up Engineering 2650 TVS yet. What are your thoughts on it? Cheers. Sorry, AZ Martin, I have not tuned anything from Hair Up yet, but if it's like a 2650 with a stock throttle body, it's going to be like tuning an Edelbrock, blower. Similar situation, round throttle body, things like that. Wow, 600 people. You're right. There are 600 people here. There was almost 800 last week, so it's a little down, but it's all good. Okay, real quick, dating story. Watch the people just leave. The first girl I went out with when I got single, when I totally was not ready to date. I was mentally fucked, and I was like, I just got to get out of the house and meet someone. Met this beautiful, tall Chilean woman. I was like, oh my God. 5'10", she had black hair, and she had a little white stripe, like a little birthmark that became like a white skunk stripe on her hair. I thought it looked so good. Blue eyes. Very pretty, had an accent, like a Chilean, Spanish-y accent, stuff like that. I was like, woo, she's interested in me because she was very attractive. Good body, everything. Little loopy meaning, a lot of people, especially Europeans that come here, they're a little on the liberal side. They think, well, the way Europe is how the U.S. should be. No, motherfucker, we drag race here. We drink PBR and we have Confederate flags all over the place. So fuck you. But she was a little on the European side. That's what I would call a little European flair. Very pretty girl. Oof. Took her out to eat, did the whole thing. Everything went well. Everything was mint, kosher, nice. I was like, wow, this is going really well, which is weird because when you just come off of a relationship, you're definitely not ready for something like that. You're like, I just kind of want to smash. So, second date comes in and we go out to hang out, and she's like, hey, would you like to try some of my candy, some candy from Chile? I think you'd enjoy it. Fuck yeah. Let's try some candy. They like eucalyptus candy. It's the most disgusting candy. It's like think of it of a Vicks vapor rub with caramel, like a caramel texture Vicks vapor rub. It was disgusting. So I was like, oh, this is amazing. Inside I'm going, this is fucking disgusting. You're just trying to not be offensive, right? So the day was going really well. And she goes, would you like to go up to my place? And I'm like, bingo. I'm like, got it. All right, let's, what's her name? I don't know. Actually, I don't remember her name. So So we get to her apartment and she goes, look, I'm not expecting company. So my apartment isn't that, it's not organized. I said, oh, it's all good, but the worst apartment I've ever seen ever is like some clothes on the ground and, maybe some dishes not done, normal shit. And she lived in a really nice area. Not really nice area. She lived in downtown West Palm. Really nice. All of Alejandro's hair has migrated south like him. That's actually pretty good. So we ended up going to her apartment. And the moment she cracked the door open, you know that smell? You know that smell when you have a cat. You know that smell? You're like, holy shit, there's no way I'm going to get a hard on with cat piss smell all over the place. So I'm like, but inside I'm like, poker face, because you still want to see where this night could lead. And you're like, interesting. It smells like cat piss in here. And then I take a right and I see her kitchen. Dude. The dishes. It's like Jenga. It's like it took effort to put the dishes up that high. And I went, I'm a guy and I'm not that sloppy. Guys are fucking slobs, We smell underwear, and if it doesn't smell like shit, we'll wear it. So I'm like, wow, the dishes are everywhere. So she goes, yes, this is my home. And I'm like, oh, okay. So the cat's on the couch. And I'm like, I guarantee that couch smells like piss. Because I think what happens is you get used to the smell of the house. think you get used to the cat piss smell or whatever. So she goes, would you like to sit down? And I'm just like, sure. And it was like an IKEA couch. So it was like rickety. Now I'm 220 plus. And this thing made some noise when I sat. It's like, I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna break this thing, whatever. So now all I'm doing is tasting eucalyptus, smelling cat piss, looking at the dishes that might fall down, and she'll lose her own game of Jenga she was playing, and I'm like, there is no way I'm gonna get it up. There's no way I'm going to get it up in these conditions. Impossible. Because if I got it up in those conditions, I should get some kind of award. So she was pretty aggressive. She said, let's go to the room. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh shit. I got to start getting this going, because she was very attractive, but the apartment overwhelmed how attractive she was. It was like, if this apartment is this nasty, what's going on underneath? So usually I appreciate it when a woman goes, I'll be right back, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, nice. She's going to fart, pee, clean up, grab some, wipes and, just get everything good. No, started getting undressed right there. And I was like, whoa, wait, we just went for a long walk. This is not how I envisioned my evening going down. So I'm like, what am I going to do? She just, look at Lewis. Lewis's comment is exactly what I was thinking, Lewis. I was like, oh my God, I smell eucalyptus. I smell cat piss. And who knows what's going to happen, right? So we get on the bed. Now the bed is one of those beds that's super low to the ground. So I'm like, yo, does she even have a frame? Or is it like mattress on ground situation right now? So I get on there. Nope, it's an IKEA bed. And if you've ever put together an IKEA bed, it has some weird long flat things that are attached by string as like the box spring. Basically, there is no box spring. There's basically a frame, those slat thingies, and a mattress. So I get on that thing, and she must have put the slats not right on the edge. They were like this on the frame. And guess what happens? She hadn't had two people on that bed. So I fucking crack like 30 of them, like, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Everything is going wrong today. She luckily was very nice and was like, don't worry about it. I didn't put those things on right. So you know what I did as a guy? I fixed it. I'm naked, not naked, underwear out. She's totally naked. And I'm like, well, I got to fix this, because if we're going to be doing some smashing, I got to make sure that this is in the correct position. And I'm sitting there like fixing her bed naked, for the hope that, and look, by this time, I'm sure she would have dried up, but no, she was still down. Telling you, my brain fucked me up that night. My brain betrayed me because I shouldn't say my brain. Look, man, you got eucalyptus, you got a cat. Some of you guys can get hard just by like a girl touching your leg. I need everything to work in conjunction. Everything needs to be like, okay, the smells are nice. She's pretty. The apartment's nice. Doesn't smell like cat piss. There's no cat piss. I didn't break the bed. I didn't break her couch. There's no Jenga dishes happening. So I'm like, this is not going to happen. This is not going to happen. So I tried to play it cool. I just sat there and I was just like, I'm just going to cuddle with her and just touch her and all this stuff. I'm not going to get too graphic, but I'm going to see if, this guy gets going, see. And you know what? Lo and behold, I was like, all right, I should have high-fived that mother. I was like, good job, motherfucker. But I'm sorry, she was in her underwear. So, lights are dark and everything. And when you started to get down there, it looked like a nest of tarantulas, right? It was just like, I was like, oh my God. So I'm just like, what the fuck? I mean, in my mind, I'm like, I think if you wanted to make yourself unattractive to me, she hit a grand slam. If you guys don't know baseball terminology, that's when you hit a single, a double, a triple, and a home run in the same game. She did everything right to turn me off. And somehow I was like, I pulled them shits down. It was like, I had to I was like, I'm not doing this. So, you kind of weasel out of it the best you can. You're just like, I'm nervous, this and that. Even though he was ready to go, I was just like, this is going to be bad. Trust me, this is all going to be bad. And I didn't want to go down there after going for a long ass walk all day. She had these tight jeans on. She didn't go in there and freshen up. No. So, I just kind of said, let's just hang out, cuddle, stuff like that. And she's like, oh, it's okay. Like, it's my fault. Yeah, it's my fault. Your apartment smells like cat piss. Your Jenga dishwasher, your eucalyptus candy, the tarantula snatch. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So I was just like, you did everything wrong, right? So I'm done. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go home, and again, you have to make it look like it's your fault. You're like, oh, I fucked up. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm just nervous. You're just so beautiful. I'm like, okay. And then, I leave and everything and things are good. So when I get home, my mind starts racing. I'm like, I can't see her again. We didn't do anything. I can't see her again. What am I going to go over there and just clean her whole apartment? What? And then obviously show that I had an issue with her cleanliness, her hygiene, the cat piss. I'm not going to win that fight. So that was the first girl I went on a date with after I got single, guys. That was my experience. And it's gotten worse. I've seen other situations. I've been in situations where it's been just as hilarious, but it's almost like I forgot about that situation, because it was like the first time I went back on a date, because you're just like not ready, literally emotionally traumatized. The smell, every time I smell eucalyptus right now, like if I smell Vicks Vapor Rub, it's like flashbacks, it's like a Vietnam vet, like, whoa, oh, Jesus. It just brings you right back. Okay, let's answer some questions that people paid for. Dude, if there's a girl watching this that wants to date me, she's probably gonna fuck this guy. This guy's a fucking asshole. That's okay. Look, if you date me, you're going to get real shit, and shit happens in my life, and I talk about it. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Hey, Alex. Gilbert de Hoyos, which is Spanish for of Hoyos, says, hey, Alex, when you run headers with the 85 on a boosted 18, will the check engine light be on? Keep up the badass vids. When you run headers with 85 on a boosted, no, the check engine light will not be on, sir. 3Valve says, fuck, that is some shit. Haha, 8-legged queefs. Dude, it was like a nest. I was like, and Chilean women are very light-skinned. She was very light-skinned, but the hair's very dark. So the contrast was definitely not helping. And it was dark. So who knows what else I was missing out on. Rock and Chop says, Alex, Gen 3 Coyote, I just purchased an Edelbrock 2650 going 85. What size injector and fuel pump do you recommend? Fox Body Swap Manual. Anything over 300 liters an hour or 400 liters an hour? Yeah, or if you're going to go 85, you should get a return style fuel system with two pumps, 300 plus liter an hour, and injectors 1,000 cc and up. 1,000 cc like 1050s, ID 1000s, or DeechWorks 95. Oh, man. Yeah, someone said you can't get the smell out of your brain, brother. Guys, I remember that night vividly, so vividly. I was like, "Phew, man, this is crazy." Now I kind of felt bad because I didn't want to tell her, look, you're doing everything to turn me off, and I don't want some princess. But dude, this was bad. And she had only been in one long-term relationship at 40 years old, and it only lasted a year. That right there should have been everything. Like, I should have asked all those questions before I went on a date with her. But she was super attractive, and it's like, let me get in there, you know. But yeah, no. Jay Rubin says, it's okay. I got a hand job once by an Iranian girl with third-degree burns on said hand. No, she was not recent drone attack survivor. You got a hand job from a girl with third-degree burns on that hand. That might have felt okay. It's like ribbed for your pleasure. Oh, my God, that's fucked up. Chris Solo says, hey, Alex, that Black Paxton S197 you reviewed, how was he running a BBK headers on the 85? He goes through O2 sensors a lot, Chris Solo. Jeremiah Camp will be the first guy to tell you he goes through O2 sensors quite a bit. Trust me. DSM Fury says, Alex, you ever ran out of bicho on a puti? You ever ran out of bicho on a puti? Ran out of bicho. Like she's like, I want more. Like there's, oh my God, it's like deep and cavernous. No, but you could tell that, there was more to be had. You're like, oh yeah, this one takes all the dick. So you're like, all right, but if you do your job, you're okay. But yeah, there's just been times where you're like, you've been around the block, but you don't care. See, that don't even enter my mind. That doesn't even enter my mind. Honestly, but you just, it's like, okay, she's experienced, but yeah, I've never had an issue where I'm like, oh man, I don't got enough bitch up for this puta. You know what I'm saying? Not that it has a big hog, but it's not bad. What a weird question. Guy's asking about my dick. Great story, Alex. Got PTSD. I do have PTSD. Post-traumatic, I don't know, what do you want to call it? Like PTSD. She was Chilean too, so it was funny because I asked her about her background. She goes, my father was from Germany. I'm like, was your grandfather from Germany? Yes, how'd you know? That was the warning of a false flag. 8-legged freaks. Touche. Damn. I saw the other day. Someone said touche. Oh, that's Jay Rubin. Cutlery Novice says, damn. Coyote Chris says, I saw the other day someone installed thumper cams. Do they chop on their own or is it the tune still? Thumper on Coyote? I don't think any thumpers exist on Coyotes. On 3 valves they do, but not on Coyotes. 808 GLI says, I hit a one-legged chick. She can't chase you, but she gets more than just a tip. Nice. I'm fucking dying right now. At least it didn't smell like rotten tuna. No. I never got like her body smell. But look, the rest of the whole apartment situation and it, it was really hard to get turned on. It was really tough. She was an okay girl. She was nice, but not like she was overwhelmingly nice. But it was and I really I kind of tiptoe because talking about this. And if I'm sure there's a girl that I know might be watching this right now going, you are a fucking pig. I'm like, look, my life is an open book, but if there's someone with me, that's a private matter. I would never talk about someone that I'm currently with. Actually, you guys don't hear me talking much about my ex-girlfriends. I had a 5-year relationship and a 10-year relationship. I'll never talk badly about them publicly, of course. Privately, that's a whole nother matter. Justin Johnson says, yes to me, cleanliness should be like common sense. That should come naturally. I wouldn't have made it past the couch. Justin, I'm telling you, it was difficult, man. It was really difficult to get past everything. She was so pretty, though. And look, and you got to understand, your self-esteem isn't the highest when you're newly single. So when the beautiful woman wants to take you, wants to accept you taking her out, you're like, yeah, I'm going to give her some of that bitch out. But then now, look, me now putting myself in this mindset back then, I wouldn't have even gone to her apartment. I said, now we're going to talk some more. We'll have more conversations. We'll see what this is all about. Diego Flores says, I think he's asking if you ran out of inches. How do you run out of inches? Like, do you know how deep some women's cervix and everything is? Like, you need like 12 inches sometimes to get up in there. And you guys ain't packing that kind of heat. No fucking way. You know how I know that shit? Because you guys all have Mustangs. There's no fucking way you guys have big dicks. No fucking way. Going to the track for the first time this year. Tired of the roll racing queen jokes. Advice: boosted Boss 302. Oh, get a Bias-Ply if it's a manual. Launch high. Get an aluminum drive shaft and a good clutch. Hopes and dreams, and save up for a clutch and a rear end, because it's going to happen unless you slip the clutch and start slipping the clutch. You know, as a novice, I would go out there and slip the clutch and just get used to the track. But when you really want to start getting after it and cutting badass 60-foot times, you got to get up on the chip or get up on high RPM and dump that clutch with a Bias-Ply to get a good 60-foot, period. John Hodges, what would you consider high ATs on E85? And at what point would you consider using meth to bring them down? Anything above 150. You know, high 140s, 150. That's when I start going, they're creeping up there, brother. Alex, have you ever smashed a gordita? Yes. Oh, gordita. It means a chubby chick. I don't discriminate on body type. I've met some really, really pleasant, nice, beautiful women that are a little on the heavier side. I have not had an issue. Whether it hasn't gotten to the next level or not, had nothing to do with their weight. I just think it was a personality or compatibility issue. But yeah, I mean, I've gone out with girls that are on the heavier side, and there is no issue. There is no issue with a slightly heavier woman. They're curvy. There's a lot of boob, a lot of ass, a lot of everything. And it actually feels really nice. So there is no issue with gorditas. They're comfy. So Gen 1, okay, a 5-point slow paid me $10 and said, Gen 1 Coyote with a VMP Gen 2R, do I need to upgrade a fuel system to run E85? Or am I good with the FIC 1000? You're not going to rely on a stock pump and a BAP to get you on E85. It's just not going to happen. And whoever says, I can do it, cool, get tuned by them. If you're going to get a Lund Racing tune, you are going to get a return style fuel system, and a good one, like from 4 Innovations. Get a return style fuel system, dual pump, and a 1000cc injector. Will gladly tune you on E85, but I would not recommend doing it on the stock pump and a booster pump. It's just not enough. I don't care. Oh, do a low boost. Fuck you. No. Get a fuel system. Stop fucking around. What drive shaft for a 2013 GT? G-Force, DSS, plenty of them out there, poor boy. Marquez Garage says, I was going to LS swap my 550, but the engine was too small. Okay, what time is it? 9:50. So I'm going to start ending it soon. Just giving you a heads up. 10 o'clock, I'm going to cut it off and get my ass out of here. That'll be about, I don't know, fucking 2 hours or something like that. Or close to 2 hours. And my voice is starting to go to shit, so giving you a heads up so you guys can squeeze in some of the last minute questions. Brian Troop says, are YDB t-shirts still available? Yes, dude. Yes. Teespring.com/YDBT. Teespring.com/YDBT. Let me see. Boom, boom. Well, here we go. I'm gonna send you a link to my store so you stop asking me if they're available. They're always available. You go here. There's hats. There's stickers. There's your mom. You name it. It's all there. Copy, live stream, paste. Boom. There it is. If you guys want shirts and all that bullshit, go there. Teespring.com. YDBT apparel. Any experience with On3 twin turbo kit and the fuel injectors? Their fuel injectors? They have fuel injectors? I don't think they make fuel injector. They probably use D-Twerk 72s, MU52s, or D-Twerk 95s. They don't use On3 injectors, I don't think. What bolts do you recommend for a 19 F-150? What bolts? Oh, bolt-ons. 18 manifold seems to be a popular mod. 18 Mustang manifold, bigger cold air. And some headers seems to be, and obviously those things come flex fuel from the factory, so you can run E85, a tune, Lund tune. If you get an 18 manifold that'll allow you to shift higher, again, for racing applications or performance applications. If you're just going to tow shit, just leave it alone and get a tune. Big beautiful woman for the win. They make good food and all the snacks before they come out. There are some, I like a voluptuous woman. Sure. I like a girl I went out with that girl that I was telling you is a black girl. She was probably my height and weighed about 200 pounds. A lot of ass, a lot of boob, a lot of everything. And I was all about it. She just ate so much that I was going to be broke. I was going to be broke from her eating so much. Hey, Alex, I have a 315 6R8011 GT that I drive daily with a JLT cold air intake, Roush catback, debating on getting a converter. Would it be a good daily? Yes. 2C or 3C. You'll be very happy you did. YDBT yoga pants. Exactly. There's yoga pants. You name it. It's all there. Edelcock 2650 or Nipple 3.0. Either, Jay. You know this. Matthew Ford said, thanks for your help. Anytime. And Ramon just keeps repeating the same fucking shit because he's got Metro PCS because he's Puerto Rican as fuck. I know this. Trust me. Land the Creator says, Alex, I'm a YOLO kid and like my exhaust to go pop, pop, pop. Can I make it burp like my mom? Why is your mom burping? We don't do that just yet. We're not going to offer any burble tuning yet because you motherfuckers are going to want E85 burble, cam burble, normal burble, 93 burble, flex burble. Fuck that. All of this talk about fat girls are making me hungry. Excellent. Rick James said, hey, Alex, any news on the Power by the Hour 5.4 to 5.0 harness on the 04 F-150? That's not going to happen for a very long time. Trust me. That's not asked about that much. Slow ST says, would you need anything to run E85 on NA17 GT? No, if it's stock manifold, stock injectors will take care of it. If you have anything other than a stock manifold, meaning an 18, a Sniper, GT350, anything aftermarket, you need LU47s minimum to run E85 on that sucker. Alejandro, I'm out of here, getting the car ready for track tomorrow. Great episode tonight. Good night, sir. Thank you, 3 Valveric. All right, let me get out of here. Thanks a lot. This was a free-form show that I had no subject to talk about, but it ended up being a very good show. I'm going to try to get more videos up tonight. I'm going to get a new video up on That Dating channel. That's right. If you guys did not subscribe to That Dating channel, okay, I'm going to see if I can get you a link to That Dating channel. And basically, that's where I'm just going to do dating videos. All I'm going to do is put dating videos out there, nothing else, because a lot of you guys want to keep this channel car-centric. A lot of you others want to hear some of my dating stories. Well, I'm going to send you a link to That Dating channel. You guys can go ahead, subscribe there, and I will upload a video tonight. I'm going to process it tonight, upload it tonight, and that is talking about apps, okay? Meaning the apps that are available to you in order to meet people. So let me see. View as a subscriber, copy, and paste. And if you guys want to head on over, subscribe to that shit, I'll be happy you did. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll get out of here. Oh, one more time. 85. Okay, I think I got it. Out of here. Coyote Carga says you're killing me. All right, let me get out of here because I'll keep talking to you guys all night. Subscribe to my other channel, That Dating channel. I'll upload a video tonight. Thanks for listening, guys. See you later.